Hey, thanks for joining me today. I'm excited to go over this Profit Trifecta. So, this is a report that's provided from the simulator that I utilize. It is a live simulator. It's got a level 2 that I utilize as part of my trading practice for this paper trading that I'm doing. And I wanted to just highlight a couple things. This simulator has been so incredibly helpful and it automatically generates this trifecta score. So I want to go through and talk just a little bit about this trifecta score and how it's composed or calculated. So you can see right here, there's a scoring legend, and each of the triangles are associated with a specific component of the trifecta. So the blue is your consistency, your green is the win percentage, and then the yellow is the profit and loss ratio. And so let's just go box by box and kind of talk through this. So you can see last week that, or thus far, I should say, that my trifecta score for the last week was 17 points. And if I go over and look at the scale, 14 to 18 is considered a professional trader. Now, this is the best that I've scored. Over here, you can see 2 weeks ago, I scored a 13. So that's the upper end of experienced trader, but not quite to that professional trader level. Now, I'd be the first to admit I don't consider myself a professional trader. I'm paper trading to get this consistency down. Like many of you, I've suffered my losses live trading. And because I needed to work on myself, I took a step back and said, okay, I've got to dial in managing myself more than anything. I trust the process. I know what needs to happen. But then, our emotions get in the way and kind of hijack us. And so much of trading is managing yourself, and that's fine. That's just part of growing and becoming a better person overall and more focused and more disciplined in what you're doing. And that's critical. You have to grow that way in order to become successful at really anything. Trading is not unique to that, with the exception of that it is exceptionally difficult to do, and that's why 90% of people who trade lose money. And so when we look at the opportunity to paper trade, it's amazing because you're not putting real money at risk, but you can still treat your paper trading like real experience. And if you take a look at my prior video that I posted on YouTube, it's a recap of my December. Definitely go check that out. You can see how I've created consistency in the month of December and why I'm scoring so well in the case of this profit trifecta. So when we look at the blue triangle here, we have a score of 6. And if we go down, that represents 6 consecutive weeks of profitability, which is awesome. It demonstrates that I'm able to generate a result week by week that is consistent. The green triangle is the win percentage. So for last week, again, last week's win percentage was better than 71%, which is awesome. When you look at the prior weeks, so 6 weeks ago, I had a win percentage just right around 61%. 5 weeks ago, 65%. 4 weeks ago at 72%. And then 3 weeks ago, it was only 41%. But because my profit to loss ratio was so good, $1.79 of profit for every dollar of loss, I still ended up green on the week, which is great. And then 2 weeks ago, I was 75% on my win percentage. I made $1.12 profit for every dollar of loss and scored that 13 on the profit trifecta. So our final triangle is this number 5 in this case, which is the profit to loss ratio. So for last week, my profit to loss ratio was 2 for 1. So I made $2 of profit for every dollar of loss. And what's phenomenal about that is that at a 70% win rate plus a 2 for 1 profit to loss ratio, you can really start to not only find some consistency, but actually be able to make some reasonable profits. And of course, depending on your share size and how big of a position you take and when you add and all of those things factored in. So this tool that comes out of the Warrior Trading Simulator that I'm subscribed to is auto calculated. Excuse me, it's auto calculated. I don't have to do any of the math to do this. Perhaps you have an Excel spreadsheet system or something, manual that you're doing. I have found this hugely beneficial to me. I typically look at it once a week. Typically at the end of the week, I don't look at it too much at the start of the week because I don't want it to impact, what I'm doing or be afraid that maybe I'll have an unprofitable week and I'll mess up my score or whatever that looks like. I'm really more focused on, do I see myself improving And 3 weeks ago, if my win percentage is only 41%, did I take some really marginal setups? Maybe there were some entries that were questionable, or some stocks that really were not quite where they needed to be to have them be like an A plus type setup of what I'm looking for. So thanks for joining me. I hope this is helpful to you. If you don't have a tool like this, I would definitely suggest you go check out Warrior Trading for their tool. There is a cost to this. You can check that all out on their website. But I have found this to be invaluable in helping me dial in my consistency and really improve my scores over the course of my trading, so that then I've got this confidence that as I switch to from paper trading to live trading or real money trading, and I size down, I'm in a position to rely upon these consistent metrics to keep my confidence up and work into that real money scenario again. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. There'll be more content coming forward. Let's learn and grow together. Wishing you all a wonderful day.